Hey, good morning. It is 9 a.m. Sunday morning in Guelph. I am catching up on thrift find videos, yard sale find videos. So if you follow me on Instagram, of course I post stuff in real time that I find, but I also make these YouTube videos. And the last 2 weekends I've made a point of, as soon as I get back from yard selling, throw it on the front porch, the back deck, and do a video. But I have a huge backlog of stuff from probably about mid-August until mid-September that I really didn't talk about. It's in Instagram for the most part. A lot of it, I skipped over or missed. So I wanted to actually backtrack a little bit and go through a lot of those items. So a lot of stuff, mostly thrift finds, yard sales. There's the Guelph game swap held here in Guelph, and the Barrie video game exchange held in Barrie that I also went to. So I have items from there. Otherwise, everything's thrift and yard sale, I think, except for those items. So, where to even start? Try and catch up on some yard sale stuff first. But what I'll do is I'll try and remember where it's from. I've sold a lot of stuff. The last few weeks have just been great in terms of sales. So that's been going really well. So a lot of things that I probably picked up that you may have seen on Instagram aren't in this video because they're not here anymore. Nothing exciting, I'll say. Nintendo Wii's, like selling them. I keep buying them. I shouldn't buy them, but I'm fortunate enough to sell them at a profit. And I'm committed to not buying any more this year. Checking Facebook last night, Nintendo Wii's out the door were dropping like flies, price-wise, like $25, $30. So I wouldn't recommend buying any Wii's, certainly to try and flip them. Anyway, okay, so we'll go back to probably mid-August and talk about some yard sale finds. So if I can remember, basically, that's what we're going to have happen. So when it went to a yard sale, it was the free weekend in Guelph. So as much as people were having yard sales, they also had a lot of free stuff at the yard sale. So things I didn't buy but got for free, which, I mean, I'm always amazed by that. But Walt Disney World 25th Anniversary Cup. It's like a popcorn holder. I just thought maybe I could sell or something. I probably can, but we'll see. Vintage Garfield Angel. This was cool. So the same sale that had this stuff had a Blockbuster Video Frisbee. Again, free. So grab that. Is that all the free stuff? That might have been all the free stuff. Well, actually, except for two things. My neighbor had put out a bunch of free stuff by the curb. One of them said toys. So I had to look through it. A couple things caught my eye. One was this Fall Guy, like Hot Wheel truck. So this is from about 1978. But then also in there was a DC Superpowers Superman from 1984 in the free bag. So I gave that to my buddy Simon, Relics and Retro, last night actually. I don't collect DC superheroes, but yeah, free. That's probably like a $15 toy, we'll say. It was in pretty good condition, no cape, but yeah, free on the side of the road. Star Wars figures, I think these were free too. Boba Fett, so this is a modern Boba Fett and a modern IG-88, if I recall. So grab those. Kind of a cool Halo Warthog. I think this was 50 cents. I don't remember. It might have been free. No figures, but pretty cool. So I grabbed that. Let's see. I think this was the same weekend. Went to a church sale, and this one guy was really big on wanting to make everybody happy. So 25 cents, Adventures in Babysitting DVD. That's a great movie. I remember watching it as a kid, so grabbed that. And a cassette cleaner, sealed, for all my cassettes. So that was 25 cents. Bunch of PS4 games, not a bunch, but some. I think these were $4 each. So Farming Simulator 17, Call of Duty WW2. I actually need to try and sell this, or trade it into Microplay, see if they'll take anything for it, because I have this already. The Golf Club Collector's Edition. I like golf sims. I haven't had one for a while, so grab that. And then these were just $1, I think. Borderlands 2 and Oblivion Game of the Year Edition. So grab those. That was that. That was that. What else? Pile of games. If you saw me on Instagram, you would have seen these briefly. They got traded in, so these were a lot of PS3 games. You can kind of see some of them there. Saboteur is probably the most valuable title in here, but I had a huge lot, probably about 14 games, and some Blu-ray movies and a Wii. So I bought them all in a lot. I think I paid like 20 or 25 bucks for the Wii, bunch of games, a stack of PS3s, and some Blu-rays. Anyway, I ended up trading the Blu-rays, a couple Blu-rays, to Microplay. So $11 in yard sale purchases ended up being $48 in Microplay credit. So I bought 4 Nintendo games, which I didn't bring with me. So just kind of took that yard sale and flipped it into growing the collection. And I don't recall those games. I thought I had them in here. Anyway, so that was a nice kind of trade. You know, that idea of trading Blu-rays, I actually hadn't done it before. I know CJR does it. And so the focus, or my takeaway there, would be that Disney Blu-rays by far, I had a couple other Blu-rays in that pile that I thought, oh yeah, these should fetch something, and they weren't even interested in them. What I would consider kind of like Academy Award winning movies, but I guess nobody's watching those ones anymore. Anyway, so it was like Cars and actually some horror movie Blu-rays that I flipped, and then a bunch of PS3 titles. Anyway, so that was that. Went off probably, that was probably it for that weekend. And like I said, there was a Wii in there, which I flipped and sold. Did some thrifting, of course. So I'll talk about some thrift finds briefly. Just some cassettes. Garth Brooks, British Invasion. I actually had this as a kid, the British Invasion. So this has like Do What Diddy Diddy on it. Collective Soul. The Headstones, Canadian band, and Soul Asylum. So grab those cassettes, and typically at Valley Village they're 99 cents each, and then I always try and use a coupon. Just a couple of little things. I love pinball, as you know. You can see the pinball machines behind me. So this is a PC game, Addiction Pinball. My son had actually talked to me about this game with bullet time, and I told him, yeah, that's Max Payne, and how I had them all, and they were on the shelf right behind him. Turned around and found out that my Max Payne for Xbox was missing. The case was there, but no game in it. But go out to Valley Village, and there's Max Payne on PlayStation 2. So I grabbed that. And then these are just kind of funny little things in the baggies. Toronto Blue Jays keychain. And this is actually somewhat appropriate. A vintage pin, if you can see that. It says, World's Greatest Hustler. It's got a rainbow on it. So I grabbed that. Those are just like loose in a bag. A knockoff super pad for Super Nintendo. I love the buttons on this. So I grabbed that. I like these like imitation controllers from back in the day. So I grabbed that. This is a Mighty Max. I think it's called like Skull Island or something like that. It does open somehow. There you go. So pretty cool. No figures, unfortunately. Found a bunch of Polly Pockets. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen those. I didn't bring them downstairs today. Sold a bunch of them off to Bird's Papaya, Sarah, who's a fellow thrifter in Guelph. And I have a couple more Polyville Polly Pockets, which are more of like a cityscape light up. So picked those up, and this was around the same time, but I haven't spent a lot of time to actually. It has some cool features on it, so I'm gonna look into this more. I don't know anything about Mighty Max. I think this is the first Mighty Max I've ever encountered. I normally find Polly Pockets. Anyway, so that's really cool. So got that. Nice 45 David Bowie, Mick Jagger, Dancing in the Street. Grab that. I always check the towel aisle and the sheets aisle. So this is a vintage, I'm not going to get the whole thing up, it's a Mighty Ducks inaugural season beach towel. Grab that. That was $1.99 or $1.69 with coupon. And a Thomas the Tank Engine vintage towel. Again, so try and sell those. I'm probably gonna keep the Mighty Ducks towel actually. So that is thrift finds up to probably late August. This is really exciting stuff. Went to yard sale the next Saturday, and there's luckily the first one I went to because my competition showed up right after. So $4, $5 DS games complete. Super Mario 64 DS, New Super Mario Brothers, and Mario Kart DS. I owned these games but not in the box, not complete. So I took my copies, or I did a disc swap, and I sold my loose copies to make the money back on these. So no cost essentially for those. Also in that lot was the games upstairs. Super Mario Kart Advance with the manual, so that was also $5. I already had that game, so I flipped it for $10. So covered my cost there, which is great. Shortly after that, so the guy had a DS Lite and other games, but he wanted like $20+ for the DS Lite, and the other games were all junk, so I just left them. And then my competition showed up like right behind me. So the other thing from that yard sale weekend would have been this. This is a modern re-release 25th anniversary Leonardo TMNT Ninja Turtle. Had a long talk with the guy about vintage toys, about video games, because I bought a couple of loose titles from him, just like Xbox games, and he had a cool cassette case here, and some cassettes for 25 cents. Twin Peaks, In Excess Kick, George Thorogood and the Destroyers, and AC/DC Dirty Deeds. So I bought the Xbox games from him. We had to talk about video games, and he said he used to collect, he doesn't have anything anymore. And I'm like, okay, you don't have anything else anymore video game related? No, it's all gone except for those Xbox games. Okay. No sooner do we have that conversation that he's bringing stuff out of his garage. Another yard sale collector in this area, he's mostly focused on cassettes and vinyl. He walks up and he says, "Is that Donkey Konga for sale?" And here it is sitting in the garage in a box, missing the game, but Konga's in the box, looks cool. And he's like, "Oh yeah, no, I meant to bring that out. It's $10. So, I mean, they go for like 30, but I didn't say anything, you know, the classic, like, we just talked about this. I just asked. We had a whole conversation about it. And I'm standing there, and I said, "Oh, so that's, you know, kind of like the stuff you have left that we just talked about." And he's like, yeah. Anyway, the guy bought it. So, very frustrating. Anyway, so that was that. A couple of board games the same weekend. I have this already. This will be for sale. Don't Wake Daddy. This person picked it up from Talese because they had the sticker on it. Anyway, it's actually really nice condition. Not quite as nice as mine, but still complete. I have a incomplete one as well. This is gonna fall. Don't Wake Daddy. I'm gonna just sell this. It's missing his nightcap. Anyway, those were 50 cents. No big deal. So I talked about that. There's probably some thrifting in there in between that I've mixed up. Oh yeah, so the same Saturday I went to St. Vincent de Paul, and they had a unopened Wii Real Shot bundle. So kind of cool. I mean, it was cheap. It was $5, not open. So grab that. And the other one that I grabbed at St. Vincent de Paul as well was this. This is actually really nice. Don't have this version. Boxed Wii. It's missing the Mario game only. Has all the original cables, everything, all the cardboard. It has the music CD. So what did I say this was? 15 bucks? 15 bucks. So I mean, I'm just gonna put that in the collection. I have the other one, the other black one that has the Sports Resort and Wii Sports. Anyway, so that was cool. 15 bucks. Another thrift find. This would have been into the next week. This is nice. $10. Molson Canadian vintage mirrored frame. My friend has the same one. The difference is mine has been probably re-framed on the back or new cardboard, but his and mine are exactly the same. So that's really cool for 10 bucks. So I grabbed that, or whatever it was with my coupon, probably like $8.50. So I grabbed that. Talk about the Guelph game swap, because I probably got to that point by now. So a couple things I was looking for, and I've been looking for a while, is a sensor for my Nest Super Scope. So I found one, 10 bucks. So we'll grab that at the Guelph game swap. Nice faded brown, or whatever you want to call it, smoke damaged. I had this as a kid, so I was excited to see this. Nest 4 score. You just don't see them at shows. 15 bucks. Grab that. So this was for 4-player games like Nest Play Action Football. I always look for cheap TurboGrafx games. So Victory Run with manual, 7 bucks. So I grabbed that. And then Cooper's TV hooked me up with Pinball Hall of Fame Gottlieb collection. Thank you very much. I didn't have this on Xbox, so he found it at Value Village and gave it to me. There you go, $3.99, and he probably used a coupon. Then I've been thinking about this for a while. It seems like everybody has a Dreamcast but me. CJR in particular has a complete collection, I believe, if I recall. So yeah, Dreamcast. There was one loose at the show for 40 bucks. My buddy pointed me over to Brody, who runs the show, and he had a Dreamcast, 2 controllers. This is one controller, obviously, with a VMU, with all the power supplies, 55 bucks. So it works great. It is a Generation 0, so it plays burnt discs. And I know it plays burnt discs because I now have a massive collection of burnt discs. So that's cool. I did not have a Dreamcast as a kid. I actually rarely played one. I played Crazy Taxi back in the day. That was about it. So I did buy a game at the show because I wanted to prove it worked when I got home, and I didn't know it was a 0. I didn't check when I bought it. So Silent Scope, love Silent Scope. So I got that. I think it was 10 bucks. And then just asking around, someone had 3 games they just wanted to get rid of. 10 bucks for all 3. So Sega GT, Cyber Troopers Virtual on Ontario Tanagram. It's like a robot fighting game. And Phantasy Star Online, which you don't have to play online. So I grabbed those. And then after that, I tried out some other games. So works great. But like I said, yeah, I never had one as a kid, or as an adult, I should say, because it came out when I was in my 20s. Anyway, I'll talk about this thrift item here briefly. Just 2 little things. Dire Straits on cassette. It's a double, actually, so I'm going to sell that. I have a lot of cassettes that I keep as a doubles. Like, so if I find cassettes and cheap, even if I may have them, if they're a good cassette, I'll say I keep them. So someone's already bought my doubles. They're picking them up tomorrow. So I usually try and get just like what I have into them. I make a small profit. So like 30, I'll fill a container. So 30 cassettes for 30 bucks. It's really cool. TMNT vintage. I'm not going to grab that. 1989 Ninja Turtles watch. Love the colors on that. Sorry, the camera doesn't do it justice, but great item. 5 bucks for that. Really cool. So I grabbed those. More yard sale finds. I'm not going to go through all of these, but I will say that there's some vintage Jurassic Park finger puppets in here. So there's 1, 2, 3. So you can sell these on. I have them listed on Facebook Marketplace. And then a lot of Pez, vintage Pez. So there is some old ones in here. I'm not a Pez person. I don't know much about Pez. But I grabbed them thinking I'm gonna flip through these and sell the more valuable ones, or sell them as a lot. So most of them are old. There's a couple of modern ones in here, but for the most part, you know, they look old. I can tell they're old, and I understand this might be of some value. So there's a couple of these roosters in here, no feet. Anyway, so I grabbed that as well at a yard sale. And then otherwise, I think we're going to get into more thrift pickups, and I did my yard sale video for this past Saturday. So thrift pickups. This was pretty cool. I didn't bring the other piece down, but so this is a Satec Flight ProFlight Rhino X55. This thing is amazing. There's two pieces that go to this. These go for about 200 bucks online. Has real metal toggles. This is the thruster. So I have that listed right now on Facebook for 150. So I was just sitting in the electronics shelf. I actually thought it was the Steel Battalion for Xbox, maybe control panel. So it's not even open. The USB is still on, original tape. And then I also bought a flight yoke. So an entire flight yoke for flight simulators, quadrant, I think it's called. It's like thrusters and foot rudders. So those were $5, and they go for anywhere from $250 to $400. So someone's coming tonight to buy the flight rudder for $130, and then someone's coming this week to look at all of the stuff. So we'll see. That'd be a huge payout on essentially what was a $5 purchase. So I grabbed those. Went to the Barrie Game Swap in Barrie, Ontario. Bit of a drive from Guelph. It's about 2 hours, but got some great stuff. So it took me a while to actually buy a game, I'll say. Ended up buying this awesome Game Boy fanny pack, 15 bucks. So it is meant for holding your Game Boy. It fits me, gets around my waist. So I bought that. And then I bought just really cheap Nintendo games to fill the collection, $2.50 each. So Rocket Ranger, Gyromite, thanks to JM Kennels, Joel, for the deal on that. 10-yard fight, he took pity on me because I should have had these already. RBI baseball. So I grabbed those. I had this on Super Nintendo, I always say Howls, but it's Hole-in-One Golf. I love this game. It's a great game. Mario Brothers, the movie. And just, I think this was in a free bin. Goonies VHS. Love the Goonies. This was a cool piece. Hammer Time wallet, Velcro wallet. Unused, like really nice shape. So that goes nice with that fanny pack. But yeah, really cool. I was a big MC Hammer fan back in the day, so I grabbed that. So that was from the Barrie Game Show. Left the Barrie Game Show, went to Valley Village on the way out of town, and picked up this, which is for sale. Thunderbirds, Tracy Island.
Thunderbirds are go.
Works fine.
Thunderbird tree. Blast off.
It's a weird toy. The figures aren't to scale. I have one figure, but I'm just trying to flip this for a small profit. I just thought it was neat. I didn't want to leave it on the shelf at Valley Village. It was $5. It is missing the tops of the palm trees. But anyway, so I grabbed that. And then I also grabbed this, what I think is Micro Machines, although it's not branded as such. It fits the scale. It's kind of like a wind tunnel test place. So it's $3. And I like Micro Machines. I still have my collections when I was a kid, plus a lot more. Another thrift find was Samba de Amigo Wii plastic toys, whatever you want to call it. So grab those. And then this week actually found some pretty awesome stuff. So if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen this already, but I'll talk about this first. I've always wanted a clear phone. This topped that tenfold. This is a clear Swatch phone. Amazing, like original cords, great colors, Swatch branded here on the side. So this is called a twin phone. So you'd pick up the phone and you'd be talking on it, and then your friend would pick up the base and they would talk on this piece. So you'd both be on the call at the same time. So it's for when you call your crush or whatever in high school. $5. It was amazing. Really great find. And then, same day, Game Boy Color. This is a candidate for backlight mod. I've ordered the parts. Hopefully they're arriving soon. I've ordered I am changing the shell. I think Matt Gamer Alley was asking if I was going to go with lime green, or he wondered what color it would be when I did the reveal. There is a new shell coming. I think it's going to look awesome. It'll be a while, I think, before those things arrive because I ordered from AliExpress. But anyway, a green Game Boy Color because I already have the green one, the Kiwi, excuse me. And then Allison, Nintendo Queen, and I had just talked about Game Boy Pockets. We missed each other at the Barrie show, and I go to Valley Village, and there is a clear Game Boy Pocket. I don't have this one, 20 bucks. That's a great deal, works totally fine. It is missing the battery cover. I have a new one coming from AliExpress. Otherwise, that's going right in the collection. So really awesome, really happy to find that, and the phone just like amazing. This is a really cool item. I'm not going to light it up, but Disney Aladdin vintage glass lamp. The lamp portion lights up. If you follow me on Instagram, you'd see pictures of this, and then of course the light lights up. It's missing the original shade. Hoping to find the right Disney collector for this, but really cool piece. So I grabbed that. Another one, awesome. This is complete. It's like $5. I always wanted one of these. Lego calendar. The only piece that's missing is the cheerleader. Is missing one pom-pom. Has everything else inside it, including instructions. It's $5, and then with my coupon, it'd be like $4. So we're really glad to find that. That's in my own collection. Loose bag stuff, vintage Hot Wheels Oscar Mayer Wienermobile from 1993. Kind of a modern Mario Kart toy. So I just like looking at the bags that are on the back wall for that kind of stuff. Comics, I don't buy comics, but I buy real Ghostbusters stuff. So real Ghostbusters comic in a baggie. Some other comic I actually don't know, a Dark Horse comic, but I just wanted the real Ghostbusters one. So that's cool. So I'm just gonna put that in my Ghostbusters collection. Scully, Dana Scully from X-Files. It's got like a really rough card, but $6. My wife and I have a loose one of this, so that was great to find a complete one. It's just gonna go on the shelf somewhere. She's a big X-Files fan. Getting towards the end here. Couple of cassettes, The Cult, Billy Joel, and We Are the World. So grab those. And that is almost it. Some $5 Friday items I wanted to talk about. So EB Games in Canada does $5 Fridays. Zelda came out on Friday. I did not pick up Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. I'm gonna wait for Christmas. So this was $5. Love Metroid. That's a great set. Sorry. Look at that. So awesome. It's got 2 Metroids. It's got Samus. So I'm gonna put that in the collection. And some socks. So socks at EB Games are 2 for 1 any time of the week, but when they're $5 Fridays, it's 2 for $5. So $2.50. So Mario socks, and I'm wearing Donkey Kong socks. So grab those. I'm sure there's stuff I'm missing, but lots of great finds over the last month, I'll say. So if you're watching this now, there's stuff that's happened between these finds and others, but I'm just trying to catch up. I'm gonna file the stuff away that's part of the collection. Like I said, a lot of this stuff is for sale and is hopefully leaving soon. And you know, garage sale season in Guelph, it's September 21st. Still found stuff yesterday. If you want to go watch that YouTube video, great finds yesterday. Ran into the mayor, Cam Guthrie, who is a fellow thrifter and yard sailor. So got some great items despite it being September 21st, last day of the summer. So they're definitely out there. You gotta, you know, keep looking for that stuff, ask the right questions, and yeah, keep on keeping on. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. If you like this video, be sure to click link and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram for live updates and other stuff I find. And that is about it. So I'll talk to you later.